Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting of the Village of Tuxedo Park Board of Trustees. I'll start by taking attendance. The clerk was unable to make it this morning. Trustee Tenari.
Present via Zoom.
Deputy Mayor Michelle Lindsay.
Present via Zoom.
Trustee Turner is absent. Trustee Scherer is absent, and the mayor is present. Those present in the room, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So this special meeting was called at the request of Jeff Voss. We had viewed at the last Board of Trustees meeting the proposal by Arkle Motors to do a repair, International Arkle Motors of New Windsor, to do a repair on one of the DPW dump trucks. And Jeff said that this repair is important. He needs the truck back as soon as possible. So at his request, we're meeting here this morning to discuss the invoice, the proposal that was sent to us by Arkle Motors, and in addition to discuss other matters relating to the DPW fleet and how we might address ensuring that the DPW fleet of trucks is up and running and is being maintained. So with that being said, I'll first turn it over to Jeff, who will describe the reason why we're having this meeting and give us a brief summary of what happened to the truck and why the repairs are necessary and immediate.
Okay, well, basically, we were going to prepare the truck to install a salt spreader on it, and we couldn't get the truck to start. So we did some troubleshooting. I had a diesel mechanic come in actually and look at it, and his initial response was, "You need a new motor." With that, I called Arkle Motors to come down and tow it to their shop for a second opinion. And they pulled the engine apart. A couple of cylinders had very low compression and scarring on the cylinder walls. And they're telling us that the motor needs to be rebuilt. The truck, I need the truck to be able to put salt on the roads when we have bad weather right now. That's why I need it as soon as possible. I have one salt spreader on a truck right now, and that's it. The other, I also have another International that's having work done to it. Nothing like this, but some minor repairs being made to it. So at this point, I have one truck to put salt on the roads if we had to.
And normally, how many do you have? 3?
4.
4? Okay.
4. Wow.
So this brings up, aside from this particular proposal, this brings up a related topic. First of all, we had major work done on another truck in January.
Yep, last year, yeah.
Approximately $20,000 bill. And this leads to the question of you know, these trucks are very expensive, they're very valuable, and they're absolutely essential to provide services to the village. And from my perspective, I think we need a regular program of maintenance on these trucks. Michelle mentioned to me that, the deputy mayor mentioned to me that the town actually has, for their fleet, has a mechanic who works on the trucks. And I don't expect that our DPW, which is substantially smaller, has the skills to operate as diesel mechanics. But these trucks and their engines particularly are supposed to last for hundreds of thousands of miles. Diesel engines are designed to go 200 or 300,000 miles, regardless of the age of the truck. And we note from the quote that this rebuild is recommended or is required after 30,000 miles. Now, the truck is old. It was a 2012, So it's 13 years old, but the fact is that under the circumstances and the type of usage it has, and I'm a layperson, I just think that this engine should not have failed at 30,000 miles. So going forward, I propose, and this is only for discussion today, that we consider the possibility of either entering into an on-site maintenance contract with a vendor who is has expertise in diesel engines and also gasoline engines, but less so. Or alternatively, as Deputy Mayor suggested, perhaps we can work out an intermunicipal agreement with Highway Superintendent Dolbaum and hire his mechanic to do these regular programs of maintenance and inspection. Not the major jobs, but to ensure that the trucks continue to run, because we certainly can't afford new trucks at $200,000 a piece. So that's just a suggestion going forward. It's not something we're obviously going to decide today, but I'd like to look into that, and I'll undertake that responsibility. So that's the point I have to make, and I believe Deputy Mayor has certain points you'd like to make too.
Well, I just think that an overall look at the fleet inventory and getting a program for replacement is something we should also look at. But Jeff, you were saying that normally we have 4 trucks that can spread the salt.
Correct.
So we have the one now that we're we're going to repair. The other international truck you said is being repaired, and then
Yeah.
you said you have one available. So
And I
Here's
have,
the fourth.
basically, the fourth one is a small sander, goes on one of the smaller dump trucks.
okay,
But right now, that truck is being used for picking up leaves. We have the leaf box on it. So until we're done picking up leaves, that one really doesn't help me. And to be honest with you, that one, like I said, it's a very small sander. It probably carries 2 yards of salt. So typically we have the 3 big trucks that will cover, one will cover the west side, one will cover East Lake and that area, one will cover Tower Hill, and the small one we use for the tight roads where the big trucks have a hard time turning around.
okay. Oh, that was my other question. If we needed the one that's up at the
Arkell.
Arkell, so that's such a big one and that's an expensive replacement, right? Because it's a
Correct.
large dump truck.
Mm-hmm.
Do we need such a large truck besides for the salt? I mean, I'm sure it's a dump truck you use for other
Well,
purposes.
and in recent years, until the last 2 years, we used to use it when we did our own paving, but since we can't work with the town on that anymore, we haven't used it in 2 years, which that's not a good thing either for these trucks to sit. So, but I need the 3 trucks. I mean, in 21, we bought a Freightliner that it's good for towing our machine around and for a salt spreader, but I fill it up with dirt and won't even dump it. It doesn't have enough oomph to dump a load of dirt. So that truck never should have been purchased.
Is that the one that's being repaired elsewhere?
No,
Uh-uh.
that's
That's
the
the
one that
third.
has the salt spreader on it now.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay. And that one's only good for salt spreading and not much else?
Well, it can carry a load of mulch, but that's about it. I mean,
Wow.
we had a water main break on Turtle Point 2 weeks ago, and we were trying to use that to save time running back and forth, dumping loads. And he got over to dump it and it wouldn't lift it. So we wasted time using the small dump trucks running back and forth. It just, it's
Yeah.
frustrating. When
Yeah.
you're trying to do a job and you're out there in the middle of the night and you have something that doesn't work. So, but you need the 3 big trucks to be able to get salt on the roads. It takes over an hour to do it as it is without any problems, so to speak, with the 3 big trucks and the little truck.
Right, so,
What's the salt capacity on the big ones versus little one, just so we have?
About 6 or 7 yards on the big ones and maybe 2 yards, a yard and a half to 2 on the small one.
Okay, and then where you have the salt piled at the
At
DPW
the
site?
DPW.
Okay. All right.
So, I think the deputy mayor's suggestion is a good one. Would it be possible, Jeff, for you to prepare a spreadsheet on all the vehicles in your inventory, including, you have equipment, diesel equipment too, that has to be maintained. The age, you know, the model, the age, the manufacturer, and just a brief summary of the use and the capacity. And that's something we can start with in terms of deciding how we're going to maintain this fleet so that we don't run into this problem again. I mean, it's not 100% guarantee.
Right.
But at the same time, we want to be able to use these trucks as long as possible before they have to be replaced. And so we'd like you to put together a spreadsheet with that information. We can then turn that over to the capital planning committee if they have any interest in trucking and diesel equipment to come with move forward in consultation with you, because you understand how long these pieces of equipment are good for, to come up with a replacement plan that works for everybody over time, and possibly in conjunction with a maintenance program, avoid these kinds of unexpected and rather large repair expenses. So would you be able to do that? Okay.
I think, didn't we a while ago start a fleet inventory that's not as,
Yeah, we do have
expensive?
I have in front of me, I have a list of the equipment.
Right.
But I mean, I think don't we also have a list, you know, when they should be replaced and all that, John?
Jim Hayes worked on that to kind of preempt, that we should be replacing vehicles
Yeah.
every 2 years or whatever it was, so we never fall that far behind.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is, as Mark kind of started, that, the trucks may get old, but they never have that many miles on it. Even our police vehicles, I think I did this a long time ago. I don't think they put more than 5,000 miles a year on most of their vehicles. And some of the trucks, like the DPW, even less,
Yeah, I mean, body rot's gonna happen, right? We all know that over time, the metal's gonna corrode, that's expected. But as I said in my initial remarks, the engine is supposed to be the last thing to go, especially a diesel engine, if it's properly maintained, whether it's oil and filters, cooling system, air intake, fuel system, engine cleaning. That stuff has to be done on a regular basis to ensure the longevity of the vehicle. We all understand that. So I'd like to get to work on that. And as I said, I'll undertake the responsibility for the various alternatives in terms of getting a mechanic or a maintenance contract that I'll then bring to the board for approval. Anything else from anyone before we move on to this specific issue at hand?
I just have one,
No,
go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, just to clarify, the truck that was repaired in January, which one was that?
The one that was repaired last year is the one that's having some other work done to it now, some minor
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Oh, okay.
This is a different one.
Yeah, but that repair
Right, I know
was,
it's a different one. I just wasn't sure which one was the one in
the repair
January.
was about the same. I looked, it was a
About
18 to $20,000. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Okay, Matt, you have a question?
Yeah, I just in terms of because it sounds like we need four with big capacity, and we might not have like the underlying essentially trucking horsepower for 4 big capacity salt spreaders. Do they make any kind of like towable spreader trailers, or is it really the only option is to put them in and out of the trucks?
There's 2 options. You can get the dump body with the salt spreader like built into it. We've had those in past years, and they were a maintenance nightmare, and they rotted away, and it was just a lot more maintenance than putting a salt spreader in and out, because the salt spreaders we use are stainless steel.
Right, it's for salt, yep.
So the only thing that has to be replaced on those are, you know, hydraulic lines, or the belt that moves the sand or salt inside the spreader is steel, so they have to be replaced every couple of years.
Yep. But there's nothing that is towable that you can.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Okay. Because one of the things that strikes me is these big $200,000 trucks, which we need to carry the weight and the amount to efficiently salt the roads. They also aren't the best candidates to be driving around the roads, because that's using a lot of miles for a heavy duty truck. That if there's a solution where a lighter duty truck can do the same kind of salt capacity, that would probably be cheaper in the long run. But if it doesn't exist, then if there's no trailer that could hook up to it and do the spreading, then maybe
No.
not an option.
No, and not only that, but even if there was such a thing, the roads up here are so tight as it is.
Yeah.
To pull a trailer would make things even more difficult, honestly.
And how many plows do we have? Snow plows?
We have 6 small trucks.
Mhm.
And all the bigger trucks have plows also. I don't use the big trucks for plowing unless we have a substantial storm. You know, it's like I said, it's tight up here, and they do a lot more damage to the road, so we don't use them unless we have a big storm or we have to push snow back.
Anything else before we move on to the current? Okay. So with respect to the current invoice, I'm going to make a motion. Be resolved that the Village of Tuxedo Park authorize Arkell Motors to rebuild and repair the engine of the DPW truck at a price of $22,021.33 to be funded from budget line 5130.2 machinery equipment. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by the Deputy Mayor. Just for the record, we'll ratify any decision at the November 20th meeting that we should take on this resolution, when all members I expect will be present. So any further discussion on the issue of the $22,221 repair of this truck?
No, not for me.
I
Okay,
would just say that the kind of longer term fleet planning that you mentioned earlier, definitely supportive of.
okay, great, thank you. All right, all in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes unanimously 3-0. Okay. I'll now make a motion that the board adjourn the special meeting at 10:22 a.m. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Tenari. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Trustee Tenari? Aye.
Yeah, sorry,
Aye.
said it.
3-0. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
See you next Thursday.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, John.
Thank you.